get to bring up my buddy Eric Belair. And I'm assuming Eric's here. I see his screen there. And I tell you what, this guy, I've watched him. I remember the first time I saw him talk to a group of people. That joker knew about this much about our products, maybe this much, but that dude was bold and he was inspired and he was helping people everywhere he went. He was like, anywhere he went, he would talk to people. I think he was in Burlington for a meeting and he met the manager of McDonald's. And before he left, he'd done sold the manager and a couple of the employees' policies right there in Burlington in the backyard of the company headquarters. That joker is not scared to talk to anybody about what we do because he believes in it and he's passionate. And you know what? We've added this Medicare piece of our business. And I've watched him just literally unbutton his sleeves, roll them up, and get to work at figuring out how do I weave in Medicare into this massive life business and annuity business he's built. How do I do it? How do I get good at it? How do I systematize it? How do I teach it? And so it fires me up to know what he's done and the fact that he's taken time today to share with us. To kind of got goosebumps because this guy's a stud. His income's been between the 300,000 and the 500,000 year range the last few years. So excited to have him with us. But Eric, hey, glad to see you. Thank you for taking some time to be here.
Hey, Meg, how you doing, buddy? I thought this was a medical. Oh, gosh, man, a Medicare, medical. I can't get it right, man. Okay. Anyhow, I did have to learn how to say drugs. These long words. I've had to learn how to pronounce drugs. I've had to learn how to understand different dialogue from clients to understand Medicare. But the word that I love the most out of Medicare is when you break it down. We care. We care, Mike. I know you care. I know Andy cares. I know I care. And that's why we now offer Medicare. So I'm asking agents to get up off of their rear ends and learn this part of our business and show your existing clients and your future clients that you care enough to understand to help them with Medicare. Why let somebody else have that piece of the pie? Why let somebody else have that piece of the pie? What I love, Mike, is this, and then I'll get into some good details for you guys, but life insurance is not something required of people. I've always nicknamed life insurance love insurance, and it's what people do because they love one another. And I really wish it would be called love insurance, but it's not. Medicare, when you turn age 65, you start getting bombarded with rules and regulations and penalties and this nomenclature that you're going like, what is this A and B? What is this Social Security? What is this that I've been told I have to do to avoid penalties, to do this, to do that? So why a person wouldn't take the time to get involved with this and learn it when it becomes something that seniors are required to do, to get into? I mean, when I say the word required, but that penalty's there, right? So one of the things I want to say, Mike, is that people come up to me and say, Eric, what's your secret? What's your secret? Mike, we've always had that here at the Alliance. When we go to these NatCon events, when we go to these Fall Forward events, when we go to these family reunions, the funny thing is the one thing agents ask is they ask that, what is your secret? Megan Wood, what is your secret? Truthfully, we don't have a secret. Truthfully, there are no secrets. But I am funny, so write this down. SEP, the secrets of enrolling people. SEP, the secrets of enrolling people. And I want to say this, as I get into this, I've been passing this on to my agents. This year, I'm investing more than I've ever invested. I'm busier, more busier than I've ever been. Eric Belair has never, ever booked 30 to 40 appointments a week. I've made my kit and caboodle by proving it can be done on 15 appointments a week. But now because of Medicare and now because of final expense and the craziness of COVID, and I am booking 30 plus appointments a week, and it is keeping me freaking busy. So my investment's through the roof. My work is through the roof. And what I want to get here is You know how these carts are pulled by donkeys and we call those donkeys something else? Don't be afraid to work that off. Don't be afraid to spend more money. Don't be afraid to work harder, because you know what? As you work that off during your days, it grows back at night. When you wake up tomorrow morning, you'll still have you'll still have it back. It will still be there and you can work it off again, because I'm working my rear end off every day. So here's the deal. Mike wanted me to touch. Yeah.
Eric, I want to ask you just for some credibility perspective. So with what you just said, you started learning the Medicare side of the business. When did you get serious and get your hip and say, okay, I'm going to make this work? Was that the beginning of this year, last year? When was that?
Last year. I got serious last year. I felt really awesome about that event we had at the beginning of the year where they said I was number 2 in the company behind, I think, Stephanie Rodriguez.
All right. So you started paying attention last year. Now,
yes.
How many families have you enrolled so far this year before we've even gotten into AEP? How many families have you enrolled in Medicare Advantage?
I would have to have Bobby add up all of my scopes because I keep paper scopes, but I've got to say at least 100, 75 to 100. It's got to be up in that area.
So let's say it's 100. And I just want so people can understand. And let's talk about just the renewal factor alone. So with 100 families that you've enrolled, what's that mean to you for next year on the renewal basis for the 100 families that you've enrolled?
Well, you take 100 times, say 250. I'm making 25 grand before I even come out of the gate.
So 25 grand, or call it 2,000 a month in renewals just based on the 100 families. And with AEP, did you do a lot during AEP last year?
That's where I got most of mine. And I think I ended up number 2 in the company because I think I enrolled like 60, 63 during that August. Well, August it started for me when we first picked it up, then AEP. But they said I had around 64 by the end of the year last year.
So it could be, you could easily get to 150 this year, maybe 200 with, who knows? Do you have a goal in mind?
Oh yeah, Mike, I'm going to show you this. This right here. These are all the people I got to call October 15th. And this is even counting my fresh leads. So I'm thinking that I'll probably enroll. I've enrolled almost 100 already for the year, if not at 100. The next at AEP, I'll definitely do 100 to 200.
So you could be at between 200 and 300 for the year. And so for those people that are thinking $20 a month in renewals per Medicare Advantage client times 300, basically you've just put in a $60,000 renewal income for next year.
And growing.
And growing, right. I mean, so it's like, you think it might be worth it learning this Medicare thing? Okay, all right, I just wondered. Okay, all right, so just for perspective, so people can understand why is it worth adding. And notice, Eric didn't say he stopped selling life insurance. He didn't say, I stopped talking about annuities. He didn't say, I stopped building a team. He said, I'm working this in with everything else I'm doing. Okay, I'm fired up.
I'm fired up too, bro.
All right, Eric, keep going. I know I interrupted you. I just want people to get some perspective because the caring part, and now here's what's going to mess some people up. They say, Mike, you were just talking about the money. Eric was talking about caring. Well, guess what? The money is a measurement of how much you care.
That's a good point.
If you care to help more people, the insurance companies will pay you for every family that you cared about. So don't be giving me, well, you talking about money. No, money is how we keep score. So if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but that's how we measure who helped out the most families and who cares the most. So Eric, thank you for caring. Keep going, buddy.
Absolutely. And the money helps me invest in more into my business. By the way, just to let you know, Mike, this Medicare thing is so exciting. I had 3 plan rights sold this week. Monday, I had 2 sold at a couple's house, $150 a month total. Today, I did one this morning for $35 a month. Those three sales, those 3 plan rights came off of Medicare sales I made last week. Came off of Medicare sales that I bought Medicare leads. Oh, by the way, the Monday people that bought the 2 plan rights also bought both a hospital income plan. They didn't decide to do it the day of the Medicare sale, which I could have done the hospital income, but I knew I was going back for the life side. So who can't say this? Who can't say this? Hey, Mike, thank you so much for allowing me to take care of your Medicare needs today. Here are my cards. I want you to know I love helping people save money on life insurance. If you ever like my help with that as well. And I protect people's retirement money. Okay, Mike? Who can't say that? Who can't say this? Mike, Noel, thank you for letting me help you with your life insurance today. Like I said, I have the best rates in America. I know you can be really pleased with this policy and pleased with this product. By the way, I help people with Medicare. I know you may not be at the age of Medicare at this time, but your parents might be, friends of yours might be. Please send them to me, and I'd love to help them too. Who can't say that? We are allowed to say that. It's on my business card. It's on my vehicle. I'm thinking about getting new shirts made where I put it on the back of my shirt, because right now the back of my shirt say affordable life insurance. So when I walk down the street, people know who I am, what I do, and how I can help them. So if you're scared about saying that you can help people in the arenas that we can help them in, you cray, and you need to get your head checked, because you're insane in the membrane if you don't run your mouth from east to west and north to south, because this is our best marketing vehicle right here, folks. As long as you say it properly, effectively, efficiently, and don't spit on them. Here's the deal. SEP, please make sure you understand this. This is what's helped me amazingly. SEP, and it's also continued to morph. The other day I did a lady, and I wouldn't have been able to do her and get her in the Medicare 3 months ago. I would not have had the knowledge of and the skill set I had today, which I'm going to give to you in 2 minutes. But I wouldn't have had it 3 months ago, and I would have lost her. I would have lost the deal. And I'm going to share with you that tidbit. But anyhow, a lot of my sales, Mike, people are going like, well, how is he doing it? It's not even AEP. Well, first of all, I purchased Medicare leads, and I invest in Medicare leads. And for God's sake, they're only $25 a piece, which is pretty amazing. I know I've thought of that. That is the last time I said it. Anyhow, I put a lady in a Medicare plan. Anyhow, SEP, write this down, SEP-OCC. SEP-OCC. OCC stands for Other Credible Coverage. So when I get in front of a military man or a military woman or a widower or a widow of a military man or a military woman that takes advantage of benefits that are provided through TRICARE, TRICARE for Life, or the VA, these people think from the old days that they cannot get a Medicare plan. And if they do, it will destroy their TRICARE for Life. They cannot get a Medicare plan because if they do, it will destroy their TRICARE. And they don't need a Medicare plan because they've got the VA or they got TRICARE or TRICARE for Life. Oh boy, are they wrong. They are now allowed, by the way, let me tell you this. Anybody want to look up, not TRICARE for Life, look up TRICARE's phone number. Call TRICARE's phone number. Do you know what TRICARE is now called? You're going to love it because we have them in our arsenal, and it's one of my favorite products here in Brevard County and Indian River County. TRICARE is now called Humana Military. Humana is married to TRICARE, for God's sakes. And these people don't know this. And they think, well, I can't get anything because I'm TRICARE and I'm not going to lose my TRICARE. So what did I learn and what have I learned? And it's hard to believe it took me 3 months to get where I'm at. But now in my phone, I have TRICARE's phone number. And now in my phone, I have TRICARE for Life's phone number in my phone saved. And here's the point. I've been doing these and I just saved the TRICARE for Life phone number on this last appointment because some people are skeptical. There's skepticism. This woman's a widow. Her husband told her, don't ever screw up your TRICARE for Life before he died. Don't screw up your TRICARE for Life. And she thought she would. So you know what I did? I called up TRICARE for Life and I put them on speakerphone. And I said, would you please help me? My name is Eric Belair, and I'm a Medicare expert here in Brevard County, Florida. And I'd like you to help me explain to this client that I'm sitting with how her TRICARE for Life will work with a Humana Honors PPO plan and how she won't lose any of her benefits and how it takes out Part A and Part B. And who does she trust more? A TRICARE for Life representative or a guy she just met off the street she thinks trying to make a quick buck? She was thrilled with my advice, thrilled with the product, thrilled with the fact she's going to get $144 back. I had a lady who I didn't have to call TRICARE for Life. I had to call TRICARE 3 weeks ago. This lady had to sit in the front seat of my car because her house was a pigsty. She said, by the way, we called TRICARE. I made her feel comfortable. I got TRICARE to sell it for me. I had TRICARE tell them how it works, and they're not going to lose nothing, nada, zilch. Folks, these people have no clue. There are military men and women sitting out there right now just on their TRICARE policy, just on their TRICARE for Life policy, just on their VA policy. And here's the great news. You can put them into a Medicare Advantage plan any time of the year, starting the very first day of the next month under an SEP OCC. That's very good for you and very good for me.
All right, so Eric, you just threw a lot on people, and because we've got a range of folks and knowledge base here, I want to slow back and just hit a couple definitions. So for those that don't know, if you're a military family, and you and I both come from military families, so we kind of know this, but TRICARE is the health insurance that you get as someone who's a retired veteran, that it's there for life, and you don't want to screw it up. It covers you. A couple other things I heard, I thought about making sure people know is that, okay, SEP stands for those that haven't gone through AEP, special enrollment period. And so that's important because normally you can only enroll in Medicare when, Eric? One of the two times.
When a person's turning age 65, during AEP, which is October 15th to December 7th, and then a one-time election during OEP, January through March 31st.
So if you're not in one of those special timeframes, then they have these SEPs, special enrollment periods, which, and you said that's kind of your secret because you're going to get into that, but just so people know. And then what does the OCC stand for again?
Other credible coverage. So that TRICARE, VA, and TRICARE for Life benefit is considered other credible coverage that they've been using. And you got to make sure you type that into the field when you're putting in the SEP. So that is not a code that you'll see on the list of choices. But at the very bottom of our enrollment with Medicare or Sunfire, there is a other. And you click on other and you type in SEP OCC. When you're putting them into a Medicare Advantage plan, which we have two of that I sell in my counties, one is United Healthcare, and they call it Patriot because the men and women of the military are patriots. And Humana Honors calls it Honors because they honor the men and women of the military. And they give you, in my counties, Humana gives back $144 a month. Who wouldn't want $144 a month? Who wouldn't want extra dental? Who wouldn't want extra vision? Who wouldn't want extra hearing? Who wouldn't want over-the-counter items? United Healthcare gives back $50 a month. So I choose the Honors program. By the way, it's different across the country and it's different in other states. You got to make sure you know which ones work in your state and what the give back is in your state.
Right. Is that the Part B give back? Is that what we would?
Yes.
That's what it would be. So the people that were on the call the other day, when we had Ivy on talking about the Part B give back, that's what Bel Air's talking about right now. This one is just related to the military with TRICARE, I guess.
Right. And the reason they do that, and the way I explain it is, and just give you some other tidbits that I say. One, the reason you go on Medicare Advantage is because TRICARE for Life, and the VA covers your prescriptions. You do not have any worries about your prescriptions and I make sure my client knows, do you get all your prescriptions through TRICARE, VA, or TRICARE for Life? Yes, this is for you because a Medicare Advantage plan doesn't cover prescriptions and they don't need prescriptions. I'm only giving them Medicare Advantage, not MAPD, just MA. And that's why they're able to give this money back. Another thing that I say, because a lot of these people are concerned. And by the way, when we first got into this thing, I was concerned. And I had to make phone calls that went only not into Ivy, but Ivy had to go up the ladder to her chain. And the reason why is there was confusion about what this lady said the other day. I'm going to lose my TRICARE for Life. By the way, that used to be the case years ago. But one of the things that I'm saying, and I may be inaccurate, but I believe I am accurate because Humana Honors came out in January 2020. And changes to things like this are because of administrations. So I am in a heavy Republican county and both counties. So I sit there and say, this is something the Trump administration did for the military. They allowed you to now get a plan outside of TRICARE and TRICARE for Life, which 5, 6, 7 years ago did not used to be allowed. And now you can. And I even have an article, you can Google it, the article that the CEO of Humana, who launched the Humana Honors in 2020, January, talks about why they launched it and why they're doing it. And it's just a very passionate CEO talking about how he wants to take care of military men and women. These things help me. And I believe they'd help you.
That's cool. Okay, there's a lot there. So certainly, and again, we could probably jump around to a lot of things. So I think one of the biggest things I'm hearing is that SEP. Now, Eric, what are some other examples of other SEPs for someone that's meeting families, prior to the AEP time? What's another example? And I think I saw Josue, who's got some Medicare experience and is new to our team, was talking about natural disasters, which, if you're, I guess, in Texas with floods, or Louisiana with hurricanes, or Florida with hurricanes, or tornadoes, what are some of the other things that can trigger an SEP, Eric?
Well, those SEPs, those FEMA SEPs, they're great, but they come and go like the wind, because it is because of the wind. But I like these ones that are constant. They're constant. SEP OCC is constant. SEP 5-star is constant. People don't know about SEP 5-star. It's there every day, every month of the year. If you sit with a person that is not in a 5-star plan, you can show them a 5-star plan. And that 5-star plan would go into effect the first of the following month. So if I'm sitting them in this month, it will go into effect October 1st, which is a great thing. So I have 2 5-star plans in my county. I have a Care Plus plan and I have a Cigna plan. Let me tell you something, Mike and Noel, because I know you got agents in the Lakeland area. This is going to blow you away. In my counties, Humana Honors is the biggest Part B give back, 144. So I say to my clients in my county, the highest you can get back for non-military is $95 with WellCare. And WellCare is a 4-star plan. I've been thinking about packing up my goods and moving to Lakeland because of what I'm about to say to you. Care Plus is a 5-star plan in my county with an unbelievable package of benefits. And people buy the 5-star care, not buy it, but enroll in the 5-star Care Plus plan when they're not already in a 5-star plan. In frickin' Polk County, Care Plus gives back $148. Plus, they're the 5-star plan with all the great benefits. And I'm going like, you have got to be kidding me. Please bring that to me and my counties, because that would be unstoppable. I mean, it's just insane. And it's an MAPD plan, including drug coverage with all the extra dental, all the extra vision, all the extra hearing. So once you have a 5-star plan in your county, learn the ins and outs and ups and downs about that 5-star plan so that you can present it to people who are already in a 5-star plan.
Okay, so 5 stars, the OCC, those are your 2 big SEPs.
And one more.
more.
It's really not an SEP, but it's something else that I discovered and I should have known. I mean, but we learn so much and it's all thrown at you. Like right now, you're saying, I'm throwing a lot at them, but luckily you're recording it. Luckily they're taking notes. Luckily they can listen to it backwards or slow motion. But the fact is that I'm really onto this. Even the clients are so appreciative. These clients are so appreciative that we are giving them knowledge, because knowledge is power. DSNP, dual eligible people, Medicaid, Medicare, they are allowed to switch every quarter. And I have clients look at me and say, what? I didn't know that. What are you talking about? Yes, you're allowed to switch every quarter. So if you want to try out this particular thing, if you want to try out this particular program, if you want to get this dental over here and then go back over here after you get that dental work done, let's do it. Because every 3 months, you're allowed to switch plans. And then the other thing that I wish I would have known or grasped better last year, because I lost about 4 sales last year, is people that go into MedSup. By the way, I may be laughed at for this. I may be frowned upon for this. I've not done no MedSups. Truthfully, I don't really need to learn how to do a MedSup. I don't want to do a MedSup. It's almost like I don't do health insurance. To me, med subs are for the very, very wealthy or the very, very, very unhealthy. But the unhealthy still got to be wealthy because you're paying a premium on a monthly basis. And a lot of people don't even know Medicare Advantage at no cost exists. They don't realize there's a zero premium product because they were presented the supplement from companies that didn't tell them about Medicare Advantage. And of course, you have that one time to get your supplement, turning age 65 with no health questions, no turn down, you're in. But what I didn't know, and it ticks me off that I didn't know or grasp it or get it because I lost those 4 clients, is I can move somebody out of a supplement plan, and the government gives them a one-time trial gift period. So they could be 78, they could be 82, they could be 72, 69. They could already been in a supplement for many years. But if they want to try out a Medicare Advantage plan, they have a 12-month trial period. And if they don't like the Medicare Advantage plan, they have the trial period, no risk trial period, allows them to go back to their med sup plan without questions being asked about health and being turned down, et cetera. Now, if they wait over a year and they want to go back to a med sup plan, they could be declined. They could be turned down. They could be told, I'm sorry, you're not the healthy and we're not giving you this plan. But I didn't know that. And I'm going, so now I know that. And that's another way you could get business on the books prior to. Now, by the way, that's moving them into a 5-star plan, though. So you're using that and the 5-star plan, but you're relaxing their anxiety. That's a big thing. When it comes to prescriptions, that's the first time I said that. It's the first time I thought about it. This lady yesterday with TRICARE, you're talking about their doctors. You're talking about their medicines. You're talking about their health care. A lot of anxiety comes with that. That's why they say people have the white coat syndrome and they have high blood pressure. It's anxiety. Relax their anxieties with evidence and facts and information so that they can make the right decision and understand that they're not necessarily stuck in. That's why the government has that OEP January, February, and March. If you think you made a bad call, relax. We'll let you move back in January, February, or March.
So there's a lot there. Okay. So we've talked about these different enrollment periods. I noticed somebody mentioned again, we got the D-SNP, C-SNP, FEMAs, if somebody's moved recently. So if you've got a mortgage protection lien and they just moved to the area or to that county, it's another enrollment period.
Yep.
Okay. So that's big. Okay. All right. So we've been throwing a lot out. So Eric, you've been talking about the different enrollment periods. You did mention our Medicare lead. Our direct mail Medicare lead. So you've been working with those. Talk to me, because I know a couple of people have used them and are having good things happen. Talk to me, what's the trigger? I haven't even asked how they trigger, who they mail on those Medicare savings leads.
They mail them to all ages, but they do mail them to people turning age 65, which I love those. And sometimes I love them, sometimes I don't, because they don't got their Part A and B card yet. Their birthday's not until November or December. And I've got to give them the Social Security phone number, tell them how to call and do follow-ups and stuff. Others are perfect examples, older people, and they'll sit there and say, and I'm glad you brought that up because one of my notes I wanted to share. Well, I already got it taken care of. I'm with United Healthcare. I'm happy with, Humana. No worries, sir. I'm glad I offer Humana. I'm glad I offer United Healthcare. I'm glad I offer all the companies in this area. So why don't I come out there and make sure that this is the truth? This is real. This isn't, we say, or I say with life insurance, did you get the old kind or the new kind? And the old kind's a lot more expensive than the new kind. Well, this is no kidding. Do you know if you have the current United Healthcare plan or do you have the old United Healthcare plan? I had a guy in Vero Beach on an old Humana plan paying $108 a month premium on a Medicare Advantage plan, $108 premium. The new plan, zero premium, more benefits. I had a lady up in Titusville the other day. She's on a D-SNP PPO plan, the old United Healthcare PPO plan. The new PPO plan gives her more benefits. So I know you love United Healthcare. I love them too. That's why they're one of my companies. But let me come out and see if you're in the current United Healthcare plan. And oh, by the way, if they are, congratulations. Did you know I also do hospital income? I just want to sit with people. I want to sit with people.
So again, the lead is, you got to call, you got to book the appointment, people are going to say stuff, and they obviously have an interest because they sent the letter in. Same thing with a life insurance lead. And so I think it's just important to understand those foundational, simple basics. And I love, I was just telling somebody else this today, when you tell a story, again, here's what I heard Eric do. He has a story and he says, just the other day. If you ever tell a story, you say just the other day, it sounds like it could have been yesterday. Could have been 20 years ago. Okay, but they don't know that. Plausible deniability, but it sounds recent. So just the other day, I had a person that said to me that it was on the Humana plan, and it turned out they had the old plan and did not know they were actually still having to pay premiums and didn't have other benefits unlocked because they didn't know the secret code. I showed them the secret code, or my buddy Eric showed them the secret code, and we got them helped out, and they're 10 times happier now. I said, that's why they have me coming out, because Humana is good, but not everybody has all the right codes and the benefits unlocked. So however you want to phrase that, but I love that just the other day and have a story. And that's just a huge, huge piece of that. It's very simple. Okay. All right. So you're finding clients, Eric, because you help somebody with final expenses and you asked about their Medicare. You're finding Medicare clients because you've got the direct mail Medicare leads. You got clients because you go back to previous clients. All right. So I'm going to open it up as we may have a couple other questions here. We got a few minutes before what we call our wrap-up point. And again, I appreciate you being here, just having some passion, having built up this knowledge base. Raise your hand if you learned something today for the first time you haven't heard yet. Okay. So I see a bunch of hands coming up. Good job. All right. So if you've got questions, feel free to post them in the chat, or if you want to unmute yourself and ask away.
I've got a question, Eric. In order to
I'm sorry. Our time is up. No more questions.
Sorry about that.
In order to find which plans are available, like I know I've done a United Healthcare, the Patriot one. In order to find out like if the Humana is available, would I just call them and ask if it's available in my area, or is that on Medicare Center?
You go to the Medicare Center. I love using the Sunfire portion of Medicare Center. You pop in the zip code. It shows you all the plans available in your area. If you change on the left-hand side of the screen and you change it to appointed only, it shows you all the plans that you can sell in your area. And then you can also dial down the Medicare Advantage only, PPO only, stuff like that. But it's all, I love using Sunfire to give me the data and the details I need to help a client make a decision. And then I love using the Medicare portion of it to enroll them because it's an easier enrollment section. But I do use Sunfire to load the medicines and things like that.
Okay. And then you would know, because I saw like one of them, for example, in our area, it's Cigna. It shows the Part B give back. It shows right there on it. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, that's good. Other questions?
Yep.
And check the chat for me, Paige, if you could. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything there. All right. So somebody asked, do you sleep, Eric?
I do. I get a lot of sleep. You don't even want to know how much sleep I get, but I work my rear end off and I start a new one every day. Listen, I would say this, Mike. This is an honest to God's truth. I get more sleep than other $500,000 income earners in this country doing other things to make $500,000. This opportunity is freaking amazing that I make the kind of money I make and I get the kind of sleep I get. I'm being honest. It's freaking crazy because you go out there and look at all the other jobs that are making $500,000 a year more. They ain't getting the sleep I'm getting.
That's right. That's right.
That's true.
I know it is true. All right. Well, good. Go ahead, Chris.
I got a question. So I met with someone the other day, and we went over their Medicare. I'm really new to this Medicare thing, and this is maybe a basic question, but they were telling me they were dual eligible. They're telling me they didn't pay anything for their prescriptions, nothing for their medical care, and they weren't paying anything for in terms of premiums. I don't know where you go to look to verify that all of that is true or correct.
You go to the Medicare field, the Sunfire field, and what they just told you is all correct. Depending on their LIS level, their low income level, I mean, you wouldn't believe what they get. I mean, we have a company here, and this will be the last answer I can give, Mike, because Bobby's reminding me we have to be somewhere. But anyhow, we have a company here called WellCare, Chris, and I'm very excited about it. United Healthcare, Humana, Cigna, Aetna, they only have one program for DSNP, one HMO, one PPO. WellCare has 3 levels. So when I find a person who's not already with WellCare, and remember, DSNP can move every 3 months, I'm all excited and I'm going, let's see if you're eligible for the top of the one. This one right here, this is an amazing one, but not everybody can get this flagship one. It depends on your level of Medicaid. I make that phone call, find out if their level of Medicaid is way up here. No other companies beat this one. I mean, they're compared to the middle WellCare, but nobody can beat this one. $6,000 a year in dental, $365 over the counter items. They give up to $6,000 in dental, up to $4,000 in hearing aids, up to $2,000 in glasses. That's like people are going like, what? But I got to tell them yes. And when I hear that they're eligible, it's called Liberty. I'm all excited from going, oh my goodness. And I hang up the phone and say, you're in, you got Liberty, you can get Liberty. They go, it's amazing because it is like the primo plan in this area. Then I got to pop their balloon and say, as long as your doctor takes it. If your doctor don't take it, you got a decision to make. Do you want the primo plan or do you love your doctor that much? And some people love their doctor, they stay, and then they look at me and say, but when he dies, I'm calling you.
All right, thank you.
All right. Crazy. All right. Well, Eric, I think you said you've got to go. And I
Yeah, buddy.
appreciate questions. So thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. Thank you for putting the work and the inspiration and setting an example for people to follow. So I think that's amazing.
Hey, we hope you enjoyed that video. And if you like that one, we have some more for you right here. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button below.